What's poppin'? This is Dr. Great Thumb, aka Be Real, right here live in the Smokebox. And I got a very special guest here by the name of Sherbinski. Hello, my friend.
My brother.
Yes.
Long time coming.
Good to
be
have
here.
you in the box. Now, listen, for those of y'all who don't know, because, if you're in the cannabis industry or community, you know the name. If you don't know the name, well, this man is responsible for some legendary flavors out there in the cannabis world, and he's moving not just flavors, but a lifestyle, man. And it's good to have you in the fucking box.
Good to be here, bro. You know you're a big bro.
I gotta say,
Salute out there.
Sunset Sherbets, always been one of my favorite.
That's part of what brought us together.
Yeah, exactly.
The famous jar on the bus, in San Francisco.
Yes, the famous jar on the bus. What flavors are we smoking today? Because these are your flavors on these funky filled tips.
Well, I have some phenos that I picked of the gelato. So the mochi gelato is one of my keepers, the 47
flavor.
And then the Jello. Is another favorite that I picked of the gelato.
That's a newer one?
That's one that I just haven't really grown a lot of, but I've kept. That's like one of my personal favorites.
Right.
But now that we've got more grow space and we can do multiple flavors, that was the biggest thing with getting flavors out, is when you've got limited lights and you're transitioning into the legal, it's hard to really scale like 5 or 6. So maybe one time you'd have a little bit more of others, so a little more mochi,
right.
One time a little more Jello, but Jello kind of stayed tucked, and I didn't want it to get out. So that's another one that's going to be coming heavy in 2019. So
yeah,
that's definitely on the list. And man, don't sleep on her, because she's a knockout punch.
And correct me if I'm wrong, because a lot of cultivators, have different techniques, different styles and shit like that. But some strains, they grow better with more room, and some can do it more. Some produce bigger can produce bigger in a condensed room, whether it's if it's indoor. I'm saying there are some strains that flourish more outside than they do in, right?
Absolutely. And you notice that, like, when you're picking the strain and you're selecting, you want to run it outdoor, and then at least like a short sees, like a light depth at least, and then you want to run it indoor, and then you see, because some plants indoor, we're doing the
rotation time.
So when you do it indoor, sometimes they'll be like low yielders, but outdoor it'll just be huge buds. So
right. And
then you figure, so that's all part of the selection process. This Jello, for example, I love it indoor, but the one that we're smoking right now is sun grown, and man, I'm telling you, I brought it because it's so strong.
It is
the flavor, and it's grown organic. And when you grow, the thing about growing organics is why they work so well in a full season is because organics take time for that. The symbiosis in the soil to work, and for it to get going, and that plant life to get going. Indoor, you're cutting that process down to a 2-month process. So
right.
So you're
3 months, right?
So to get organics to work and fast, like, it just doesn't. It works outdoor. So then you have a chance to give it, all organic nutrients, and see really what the sun can do, what organic nutrients can do. And to me, it's like really all I've been smoking.
Right. And what you brought. That was the sun-grown shit. I mean, man, you can't tell the difference. You can't tell the difference. And I think, like we were talking about off air, a lot of people aren't going to be able to tell the difference if it's done right, the way you do it. I mean, they're very talented indoor cultivators, as well as it's an art and a science to do it outdoor. And you got to have the knowledge. You got to have the knowledge as well. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And cats like you that have that knowledge, can basically, show the world and everybody else that, like, it's not a difference between indoor and outdoor, because they're both good, and you wouldn't know the difference unless somebody told you.
Well, we don't need to go into a huge history lesson, but the reason why, all the weed used to be grown outdoors, like across the world. And really what happened even in California when the raids started happening, when the police started coming and fucking with everybody in Humboldt and in Mendocino, then they were forced indoors.
Yeah.
And so it was only because we were forced indoors that really indoor game really started getting big, you remember even back in the day, there wasn't a lot of people that had indoor grows, and if you did, it was profitable, and that led to the last 20 years of careers for a lot of people in California. But
give everybody the knowledge of doing that shit, the cultivating indoors like they were in Amsterdam with the indoor.
Now what we can do though is we can take the plants back outdoor. We don't have to worry about getting raided. We can have thousands of plants and let Mother Nature do what it was intended to do.
Exactly.
And you see these buds and they're freaking huge, and you get these 10-foot tall plants. I mean,
like all other agriculture out there.
Yeah, who wouldn't want to just go out there and see that? It's beautiful. You see those fields. You got acres of weed,
and it's free. Yeah, sunlight. It's free light.
You smell it exactly, and that's the other part. When you look at this sustainability of it, this power and what it's actually doing, drawing from our system, it's just not sustainable. And so I really feel like the whole industry is moving. There's always going to be like that 10% market that we were talking about.
Connoisseurs that know the difference, and they want the indoor over the outdoor.
Even if the outdoor tasted better, they still want the indoor.
Exactly.
Because that's just, to them, they're programmed.
People are stuck in that particular lane. Yeah, I agree. But I think when you do it on the level that you do, and there's others out there that are talented like that, I really think that some, like a lot of people ain't going to be able to tell the difference, connoisseurs and just regular consumers at that. The only way they're going to be able to tell is the pricing. You know what I mean? And then if it's a fucking brand like yours, it may be right there with the fucking indoor because it's that good.
What I think ultimately where it's going to go is that you've got the best strains with the best grow techniques, you got the best branding, and you give it to them for a good price. And so even as it's good, the price is going to go down, down, and down. I'm still going to have all of those things lined up, and I feel like even if there's somebody next to me, I'm still going to be on the shelf because who I am, where I came from, the gelato, the history, making sure that people have a good, consistent project. Product. There you go. Good, consistent product that they can go back to, like going to a sandwich shop in New York, a deli or something. People go back to that place because they know, hey, that pastrami sandwich is going to be the same every time.
Right.
Or, that turkey on this I've been doing it for years. It's the same. And those are the kind of things we want to bring into, like our Fairfax location that we're going to be opening up this summer. Is I want to have all the gelatos, the originals from me, not a bag seed, not someone you got from your boy, but like just the strains that I worked with, and developed with Cookie Fam, and that I've held on to, and just bring those, to the community, and give them that consistency, and I think that's like it's one of the, if not the most important thing in a brand, is just having that consistency. It's hard to do with the way we've had to have indoor here, outdoor there, and be able to. You have to really have a large facility, be doing your things right, have your distribution, your packaging all dialed to be able to really bring that, to like a California market, which is a monster.
Yeah. The biggest monster of all markets, right?
Yeah.
What
starting to get going in here a little bit.
For sure. Here comes the smoke. They're thick ass joints, as they should be. For those that wouldn't know, what are some of the strains that you're most known for?
Started with really the Sunset Sherbert is the one that I got my name from, and that was the one that after we can get into the story about how we met, but Sunset Sherbert, and then the gelato. And really, I feel like with the gelato, I think I was one of the first people where before I started to see a lot of breeders where they would pick one cross, or they'd pick one, when they do a breeding project, they'd get, one or two out of it. When we did the gelato, there was every single, cross we did, everything.
Bunch of different phenoms.
Yeah,
right?
They were all fire. And so that's why I thought, wow, and I smoked it kind of like from a shaman point of view. I wanted to know all the medicine, what it did to me. And I tried all the phenols, and they all give me a different feeling. The Sherbert's different than the mochi different from the acai. The bacio puts everybody to bed. That's why all the rappers really love the hardest, heaviest. So then I thought, well, this is a menu of itself, and why shouldn't people be able to have all of them? So that's where kind of that the different, and then as years went by, I did different breeding projects, and people are hard to work with, and if they're going to give you a male or something, then they want to ride your wave. And it was just, I saw a lot of where I thought there'd be a lot of people helping each other when it came to breeders, and when I came to that game, I saw a lot of the opposite. So that's really what helped me kind of create my own lane, because I just held on to my work. And now that, things have fast forward, those original gelatos, are still mine. They're not going nowhere. And now I partnered with Humboldt Seed Organization, which, friends of yours as well, you've been working with, and DinaFem. And I want to take the original genetics and hand it off to people that are a lot better breeders than me. I don't consider myself a breeder. I work with plants.
You want to see more crosses with the gelatos and the Sherberts and all that stuff. Right?
I want to see them, be there for generations to come. If you could look at like a legacy pass, if you look at a legacy, to me, like, you've made your music over the years, and to me, my music are these genetics. And my contribution to the world.
Great genetics too.
And so when I hear people, like when you're in Spain or when you're across the world, and you were talking about earlier about you see your fans, and when I'm able to go to these places and people go, man, your gelato, I love it. To me, that's like my contribution to the world. So I want to hand it off to people like, DinaFem and those guys. They're experts, bro. They're like literally, to me, arguably some of the best in the world. They really get down with their shit, and they've got the autos. They've got the CBDs and all these genetics that they've collected from around the world that are like literally. It's an honor to be working with these guys. And so to me, long after I'm gone, these genetics are going to be in that seed bank. They're going to be, the work that we put in is going to be there. So to me, it's like when I worked that deal with them, it was really like life-changing for me, because it was almost like, wow, my little shit I started in my garage in San Francisco now is hit a worldwide stage. It's going to be distributed to 52 countries, 20 different languages that these brochures are going to be distributed to. So to me, that just is what fuels me, just to just go and hold it down for Cali and try to, bring like that old hippie vibe. I'm a hippie at heart, and I feel like a lot of these guys in the industry, I got away from a lot of these cliquey kind of things because I didn't feel that. I'm a family guy. If I fuck with you, if like you and I from day one, like when I brought you that jar, it's love, it's family. And like if I don't have that vibe, I don't fuck with you. So I've just sort of followed that, and somehow it's made me into my own lane, and people are loving me and supporting me, and I'm ready to just bring the genetics more to a global scale and advocate and take like everything we've been through here in California over the last 20 years with the hard work that we put in the trenches. Like really all of us, everybody that's even standing that has a brand right now has been through a ton of shit.
It's been a lot of work, but everybody's starting to finally see the results of all the work they put in, and in terms of the advocacy and the politics and the lobbying and all that shit, and just the education too, which is you told me something earlier that I thought was dope. Is it you're not just going to concentrate on the strains and cannabis, but you're also going to concentrate on the lifestyle part of it, like with the clothing and things of that nature, but also the education, like teaching people step one from A to B, and I think that's great.
I don't know why I feel it so compelled, and why I feel it's so important to tell the future generation the history, but I feel I'm drawn to it, like just what we've been through, being in California, being in San Francisco, and seeing sort of the birth of legalization. It all started a lot of people don't realize that, it all started from the AIDS epidemic. Dennis Perone, he had a AIDS patient, and, that he went in front of the legislation, the short story is, through compassion, people are like, yeah, people with AIDS should be able to get weed. Doctors should be able to prescribe that shit legally because it's not right. And so through that Compassionate Health Act in 1996, that the people of California passed 54%. That's the reason why all these states are legal now. That's the reason why globally it started this wave. And, the Bay Area has always been a center of an epicenter of innovation, whether it's technology, music, on and on and on, cannabis. So it's I feel like it's really a movie. It's a snapshot in time that we're part of, and it's a story. So for me with the brand, I really feel like I've learned with branding, it's storytelling. And so when I look at my real life, this story, it's like, damn, it's like this weed, this movement, this business, there's so many different parts of it that like it's endless,
It sounds like a movie. Like you can actually make a movie.
Absolutely. I believe one day it will, But I feel like we're still living it right now, though, and we're almost like, I don't even know if it's halfway, 3/4, or towards the, I don't know.
Hey, listen, we're just in the beginning. I mean, we haven't seen anything yet, but it's like the opportunity and you know, the possibilities of where you could go in the lane that we're in terms of the cannabis industry. It's open right now, and it's what you make it before the doors close up on everyone who can't survive through and navigate through what's happening right now. Because there's a lot of changes happening in terms of the rules and regulations coming down.
Did you make money during the .com era? Did you invest in anything, or was there ever? Because this reminds me, I'm old enough, we're old enough that we remember that wave, right? When 96, 95, that shit, everybody had dough. .com was crazy. I mean, everybody popping bottles.
This is the new.
It's 1996, 97, right? I really feel that vibe where I was younger then. I wasn't in the game. Now we're in a place where, okay, those people that did it right, that managed to get through those 2 years a lot of people were made rich very young, you know, from that era. So I really feel like, you know, and there's the real estate boom that came next. Now it's the cannabis.
Yeah.
You know, and
cannabis is probably, you know, had the biggest excitement out of anything, you know, in this time.
Billions, you know, like,
I mean, you see the types of companies that are trying to come in right now. It's ridiculous.
You know what I hold on to though, and this is like the thing with Sherbinski's is like all this money comes in, all these people building, everyone, they have all these great accolades, you know, they're, Wall Street this, I ran this fund. If they don't have the knowledge and the experience, they're really just looking to other people for it. And it's like, go ahead and try it on your own. Hire that firm. Go ahead. Let's see how it works out. But I still feel like, even now, like I consult with people because they're like, Sherbinski, can you just take a look? I look at their plans and everything's messed up. And, you know, and if they don't have that experience, then, you know, it costs them a lot of money and a lot of people are going out of business. But, you know, I always feel like there's going to be room for that culture, you know, tying it back into like.
So you're into, you know, like you're obviously into, you know, consultations. Like if somebody was trying to start a cannabis business, they can come and consult with you and you would supervise the project and shit like that, right?
Well, you know, now we have the big office in Beverly Hills, and, you know, we've got our investors in the same place. We've got our MJ, our delivery platform. We've got Sherbinski's. We've got our creatives all together. And so now when people come and meet, they see, okay, these guys aren't playing around. And what I do is I say, hey, I can't promise you that we could fit you into this, but let me look at what you're doing. Because, you know, different states, a lot of people are doing stuff in Michigan, Boston, Florida. Like,
there's so many
investors, right? And they're in LA. So we can come by and I look at them. And then when they meet me and they talk to me and they look at sort of who I am and what I have to offer, they're just like, man, you know, will you work with me? And then I say, hey, I'd be happy to. But then that opens up opportunities for equity. Yeah. And then, you know, and then we work with people that we like. And it's still early. A lot of these people have
you could choose your partners,
A lot of people have this amazing real estate. They've got licenses, but you're in literally like the ground hasn't been broken, and you got to choose like, okay, who are the people I really want to align with? Because a lot of it's bullshit. But you meet these people, they're like, hey, I'm an engineer, I'm a lawyer, I'm part of the political process. I'm like, damn. It's like, okay, maybe I'll talk to you. But I got to start, you know, in the end, it's about helping people. But the ultimate goal is you help a lot of people, but you make money doing it. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You're not, you're really giving these people a service when they don't know what they're doing. And if they're just able to tap into a network like ours, you know, they want to, and they're willing to. And so that turns into a whole different business. It's a consulting business, truly a consulting business where sometimes just relationships we know, hey, this is the guy you should be talking to. Whether I mean, you know, even in the rap game, it costs just to even for a relationship. I better get that back. That's how it is.
No, that's real.
You know, and
in other words, yes, we do consultate, tap in.
But what I've learned though is my motto though is I'm not going to take anybody's money unless I can truly like help them. Yeah, maybe not. You're going to connect with me. Maybe you're not going to be part of Sherbinski's, but maybe I can point you in the right direction, or I can at least help you with your build out. So you're not going to go waste your time. And you know, I get a good feeling out of that because I really feel like I help people. And most of the time, they end up just wanting to be partners, or there's like, you know, I've got a distribution license in SAC. Okay, well, let's figure out how we can fit that into the game. And we're getting a lot more of that, especially this year, because people really, if you don't have a brand or if you don't have genetics, you're kind of fucked right now, in terms of really just or unless you're just some really crazy business model of some of these creative people I've been seeing. But still, it comes down to genetics. Who are your operators? You know, who do you have in your network?
Yeah.
Other words, tap in.
but it's good. Like, it's good that you're honorable about it. You know.
Yeah.
You don't want to like just rip motherfuckers off.
No.
You're like really out here. Like, if I could feel like I could help you, then let's do business.
Yeah, and people they fuck with that. They respect it, and it's just, to me, that's who I am really as a person. But now that I see this opportunity, I'm like, okay, these people have millions of dollars on the line. A lot of them, like his Indian homies, like that, they're like pillars in NorCal, like in the Indian community, and you know, their families came from nothing, and now they have successful stores, and they import, you know, Indian foods, and so they're sitting there. A brother and his brother was telling me, yeah, my wife, she was, you know, basically paralyzed and multiple sclerosis, and through cannabis and CBD oil, she basically can walk. She's healthy, and so he has a passion about it. And this guy putting his millions of dollars into this building he bought. There ain't no way in hell I'm gonna do this guy wrong. I'm treating that guy like he's my brother. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the way it's. And if at the very least I'm gonna direct him in a way like, hey man, you're not on the right path. You need to not do.
This is what I would do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You're basically telling them what you would do.
Right. Exactly. You know? And if there's a way, of course they already wanna fuck with us anyway. So now I'm automatically thinking, okay, is there a way I can fit this in with good people, with people that like they're literally, it's family money.
People that get it.
Straight up.
Yeah,
Family.
like
people,
not just investors, but people like those guys that put their family money, like this is their passion and they believe in it and they're putting everything into it. Like I gotta fuck with you. I gotta help you, because it's like local businesses, you know. Like if you don't go to the gas station or the market, or you don't support the places in your neighborhood, those businesses won't be there.
Yeah.
You know, in years to come. And so you gotta go and you gotta show that loyalty to people in your state, people that are putting their shit on the line, people that are passionate, people that have a story. You know, those are the people like that you build your business with, and then all of a sudden there's this karma, or there's this energy that comes back to you. That, to me, like that's how you survive. That's because when you're in the trenches, motherfuckers are gonna remember you and be like, you know what, he's a real one, and you know he's not here to get out somebody, so maybe let me help pick him up a little bit. And I found that to help me to this point.
I mean, anytime you give back, people appreciate that shit. You know what I'm saying? So you know, it's great to see that you're looking at it in those terms, because you know, with all the corporate money that's coming in and what's going to come in the next few years, it's going to be a different mentality. So you know, a lot of people are going to get washed, and people like you that are helping others to be able to survive when that wave comes, that's fucking awesome.
And they're helping me survive, you know, and by us building like a solid team. But you know, I'm a son of a Mexican immigrant, man. My dad came here in some huaraches when he was 17, and he didn't have shit. And he was a public servant, and he was a police officer for 30 years. My mom was a public servant. She was an RN, a hospice nurse. She was with people on their last breaths. And I was there in a lot of these houses, you know, when I was 10, 11 years old, when these people were literally on their last breath, seeing my mom be there for them. So to me, this is my way that I'm, you know, my community service. And my dad told me I was going to actually be a police officer, because I grew up with like the guys that did all the hiring. You know, my dad was a cop, and I was like 17 years old, and I was like, yeah, Dad, I'm ready. And he's like, son, if you can do anything else in your life, go do something else. Don't be a cop. He goes, I don't want that life for you. He's like, I deal with a lot of shit. And I was like, because my dad was an honorable guy. Yeah. He approached being a police officer like he was a fair person. And so I learned a lot of that from him. But I, you know, life chose my path went a different way. I was actually going to be a preacher when I was 18, 19 years old. I like literally was like, had a girlfriend that was all into church, and the only way I could be with her is to go to church with her on Sunday with her parents. Right. And so that turned into one day I was listening to it, and I was like, I heard the sermon. It was like he was talking to me. I was like, man, I'm fucked up. I'm not on the shit. So long story short, I ended up kind of not taking that path, but I always felt like I wanted to help people, and there was like a bigger mission. And like to me, that's what's happening in my life now, is that I could have been a preacher in a church, but like I felt like, you know, there was more for me to do.
What did your father as a cop think of you getting into cultivation?
When I was 17, I dropped my first bag of weed in front of him, like but when I was pulling out a note or something in my pocket, and the conversation started like, what is this? And I was like, I smoke weed, Dad. And he was like against it, because my dad's by the book. He's literally like, he's by the book. Right. And so I kept it from him for damn near 20 years, and just he retired, you know, 25 years later, and then a couple years after he had already retired, he was totally done. I just had a conversation with him in the living room. I go, Dad, I got a conversation for you. He goes, what's up? I go, I grow weed. And I go, I've been doing it for a long time. And he goes, and he got quiet and he goes, son, I know. And I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, I know you ain't going on these nice vacations just doing construction and all this other shit you said you're doing. And I go, is it good? And I go, Pop, you know, it's just, I want you to be proud of me. That's what matters the most. And he's like, I'm proud of you. He's like, you handle your shit. You're a family man. You know, you always show respect. And like, he's like, that's what matters to me. And then he starts Googling my name and he starts looking at shit. And he starts seeing like he's like, wow. And then now he'll text me and he goes, you see the story about what happened on the law that changed? And now he's like on game. Yeah. But he's, you know, I just told him, I go, Dad, I want to help people. You know, this is a plant. It comes from the ground. I really feel like God put this plant on earth. Like I have a connection with it. Like I'm passionate about it. And he's like, all right. And so now he kind of sees what's going on. And there's been people that want to know about his story and then, you know, papers and, you know, all different. They want to include him. He's like, don't include me in that shit. He's like, I'm cool over here. He's like, so you could tell your little story, but that's about it. Dad's old school, you know.
That's awesome.
You know, cool. But he, you know, he came around and it's cool. A lot of people have similar stories where, you know, there's that old school mentality where like, you know, we grew up smoking weed. The parents didn't really get it, but now it's like, you know, grandma need that CBD cream on her knee and shit, and all of a sudden like 67-year-old people are like really opening up, and that's what like a lot of the products we're starting to carry, like CBD, the 1-to-1 or the 1-to-4, like lower THC products. There's a huge market for that because these older people, they can't handle this high shit. They'll fucking knock out in one hit. So it's cool because we came from this hardcore, as hard as and strong as you can get, and now it's almost like now we're dealing with all types of people that can benefit from, you know, and it's opening up other parts of the market. So maybe that high-end market we're talking about is closing, but this whole other market of
is opening,
you know, affordable cannabis. People still want the R strains. They want to be able to get an Insane OG, but be able to get it for $15, $20, right. You know, and because really that's the majority of the people. They don't have the money to be able to go in and spend a $70 rate. So is, you know, I'm excited about opening up, you know, our brand and offering, you know, more to, you know, edibles and things that now people have dope licensed, you know, facilities that you can come in and be like, yeah, make me a freaking line of whatever, where there's this, before it was people working out of their, you know, just not professional facilities. Now more and more, you got these, you know, really nice kitchens and professional facilities where you can make anywhere from like gummy bears to cookies to whatever the hell you want, cereals, you know, sky's the limit.
Right on. Well, shit, man. I want to thank you for taking the time, for jumping in the box,
bro,
and busting out these flavors. Man. I mean, there was 4 different flavors.
Which one were you guys feeling? Which are we still?
I mean, it was hard to, you know.
It was just nice the whole way.
It was like, nice the whole way.
I still want to smoke. What's up?
We got all of them. So.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate you, bro.
Outside of your brand right now, what are you smoking? Like, you know, just on the side shit.
You know.
Or is there anything you're smoking outside of your brand?
I have like the strains I have, and so I have such a good selection, and I've got weed coming in that really like
stay.
Yeah, if I get like a little QP from over here, and literally that lasts me like a long time. So I'll switch from like mochi to our sun grown, and then I'll go to some bacha, and then we'll go check this batch out, and I really just use that, but I'm not cool. I'm not afraid to use some. I mean, shout out to Skittles. To be honest with you, like it's to me, I don't think it's very strong, and I haven't. There's some OGs crossed with the Skittles I've been seeing that are pretty fire. I like the flavor of that. It doesn't really normally get me super stoned. I always like a good OG. You know, your OG. You know, I love. You know, just certain things that I want to taste on separate, but it's access. Like I don't see you that often. Like in terms of just, hey, here's a zip. You know, we're past that. So I just kind of, you know, smoking what I got. But you know, the Garrison Lane. You know, some of these other OGs. But it's just to me, if you don't have like a good OG, or if you don't have a good OG, or if you don't have like a gelato, or a lot of the shit I'm seeing is just gelato worked in with other shit. So I'd rather just have my shit that I feel has, you know, the flavor profiles. But I'm not afraid to smoke anything. People bring me outdoor or anything, I'll try it. But most importantly, I just don't want to smoke on chemicals or shit that I don't know what's in there. And with the shit I grow, I know that I don't spray anything on it, or it's safe. So
yeah, you know it's safe. You know what you put in.
But now with testing, it's you know it's you can count on the fact that it's safe now. At least it's going through this crazy testing, this Cat 3 testing. We got to put all our flower through, and you know it's more strict than food. You know, we're getting more bullshit in our food than the weed we're smoking now. That's facts.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if I would like it any other way. Because I really want to make sure I'm smoking some shit that's good.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah,
And
can't be mad at that.
Anything
Yeah.
for my body gotta be.
That's the silver lining in all this, though.
Yeah.
That's the silver lining is that even though we got to do all this bullshit and
We're
heavy
gonna
lifting,
get safe shit.
yeah,
Word up,
and
man.
no more Avid and shit.
Hell yeah. Once again, man. Thanks for
Much
jumping
love,
in the
bro.
box.
Appreciate
Much
you.
love in the box, man. You know, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, fuck with my man Sherbinski and the brand.
Sherbinskis.com, Sherbinski415. Much love, you guys. Thanks for having me, brother.
Word up. Thanks for jumping in. This has been another Smokebox. Keep blazing.
Got the heart of a lion, soul of a titan, mind of a genius, fly with the heighten. All your senses is senseless, resistant, relentless. It's what they call you when your grind is endless. Let's get this.
They say I'm psycho, I move weight like lipo. Got a big crib like Michael, out the window with a rifle. My wrist game on light show. I'm backstage with white hoes, I got pre-rolls.